Let's say you want to grow your legal business. And of course, you probably think now, well, I can grow it. However, that means more hours, more people, more effort, less life. And you may now think you are at a certain point where you think, I think I sort of figured it out. I am somewhere in the prison of making very good money and exchanging hours for life. That's how it is. Well, is it? The question is, how can you get both? More out of your life and grow your legal business. We have an expert on the matter with us here today. Hello and welcome, Gary Mitchell.
Hello, Niels. It's great to be with you again.
Thank you very much. Backed by popular demand, I can say. So here we are. You just published your book. So it is and the and approach where how to grow your law firm and gain more freedom. And of course, now some people will say, look, I've been in the business for a decade. This doesn't work. You have to count billable hours when you want to grow your business. This means more billable hours, and this is how you grow it. You hire more people, more billable hours, but more people bring more problems and more challenges. And this is an endless ladder of exchange your life against more money and more business. So, what's your take on this that you claim the end approach helps people to grow law firms and gain more freedom?
It starts with mindset, Niels. I mean, right out of the gate, if you start out of the gate growing your law firm or any other business for that matter, with the attitude that nothing else can be done except worked, that you're going to have to be in the office 80 hours a week, nights, weekends, missing your daughter's baseball practice or your son's soccer practice, missing vacations, not seeing your spouse, guess what's going to happen? That's exactly how you're going to grow your business. You're not going to be working from intention to build a business to suit your life. Now,
Hmm.
sounds simple. It is simple. Okay. The approach is simple. It's a mindset shift. Easy? No.
It's
No, I'm not.
otherwise many. If it had been easy, probably already anyone would do it so far. And
I
let's face it,
wouldn't,
I
I
have
wouldn't
people
have
who
had
work
it.
in the legal industry. One of my friends who works for a huge law firm, I only see him between Friday evening and Sunday morning because anything outside of that is hours in the office or now, brand new, allowed to work from home on a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, at least you get to see him on the weekends. I mean, I know. Anyway, um, there's a number of issues that law firm owners specifically face, and I speak about law firm owners, but I also understand these attributes, these challenges, they are across all businesses with all entrepreneurs, especially founders. I've experienced it myself. I've overcome a lot of these challenges myself. I do walk the walk. I do live the and approach because
Mm.
I will not settle for less. But that's what it starts with. Whenever I start out with a client, I want to find out their why or their and. What are they in this for? It's not just building the firm, which is fun as an entrepreneur, building
Yeah.
something, watching it grow. But what is the end game? What is it all for? Let me give you an example. One of the people who inspired me to write this book was a highly successful woman in Long Island, New York, who built her multi-figure, seven-figure tax law firm, working only 2 days a week in the office. This was way before COVID, Niels. First of all, you have a woman owner. That's a success
Yeah. Yeah.
plateau that's
Definitely.
not reached by many. The legal industry is still very conservative out there. So that's one. Two, her and why she was only in the office 2 days a week, because she prioritized the raising of her two daughters.
Mm.
There's a perfect example of and. So instead of her choosing to be a present for her children and they're growing up and a mother not hiring a nanny and being in the office all the time, she did both. Now, in my interviewing of her, Neil, she said something that really struck a chord. She laid back in her chair with a big smile on her face and she said, "You can have it all. You just can't do it all on your own."
Hmm.
Lawyers are renowned for doing it on their own. They're
Yeah.
lone wolves. There's a number of issues, control, perfectionism, they're all intertwined. So I can see where the repeating cycle happens. Here, let me give you a scenario. The law firm owner is growing, they need help. They wait too late to hire,
As
okay?
usual. Yeah.
Yes, the building is on fire, so they're not hiring strategically. They're hiring in a hurry, so they're not properly hiring. That's mistake number one. They're rushing in the instructions because they've done it a million times. They assume
Mm.
that the junior lawyer, whoever they're, or the paralegal, whoever they're instructing, will get it. So they don't properly give instructions. Well, what happens? That person inevitably fails comes back to the law firm owner. The law firm owner shrugs, throws their arms in the air and go, oh, I should have just done it myself. So they do it themselves, and they're in the office till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
This cycle repeats itself. So here are my strategies that I lay out in the book, and I do with my clients. One, you work from strength. We look at the strengths of the founder, and we build a team around that. We don't worry about their weaknesses, right? Steve Jobs, one of my favorite business leadership organizational gurus of all time,
Mm.
was the one who turned everything upside down when it comes to the SWOT analysis. I'm old enough, back in the early days of business and all this philosophy, where SWOT analysis, you look at your weaknesses and pull up your socks, pull up your
Yeah.
shorts. You got to fix this, you got to fix that. Steve Jobs comes around and he turns all of that upside down. He said, no, don't waste time with your weaknesses. Focus all of your energy, your time, mastering your strengths. I say to my clients, become a Jedi master,
Mm.
okay? And then we're going to systematically build your A team around you with complementary skills that not only fill the gaps left by your weaknesses, take you next level. That helps the law firm owner slowly but surely let go of the control, leveraging other people to be doing the work, freeing up time, and growing the firm. You see how it all works together?
Yes.
You can do these things at the same time. In fact, you should be doing these things at the same time.
And
They
probably
make
proactively instead of waiting until the house is on
ex
fire.
Exactly. I mean, I've got strategies for hiring, when to hire, when to properly, how to hire, how to double check your hire. Getting the right people is critical. Getting them in the right roles is your next critical step. Giving them proper instruction, following up, providing ongoing development and mentorship and training, and building a culture of collaboration and innovation.
Mm.
That, again, when you hear it, it's not rocket science, right? It's not brain surgery.
Mm.
It sounds simple because I always employ simple tactics and approaches because simple works. I mean, I've been in business now almost 40 years, all
Yeah.
told. Politics, communications, marketing, coaching, simple works. Again, simple doesn't mean easy. We are dealing with human beings, which I believe are the most challenging part of any business. And
Mm.
a law firm, especially because it's all about the people. You've got to have great people serving your
Yeah.
great clients, right? So, I mean, I'm on a mission here, Niels, because
I see, and
I've
I feel that you are. I really see that, yes.
I
And
see
you
it,
are backed by
and we're
popular demand, and you are backed by popular demand because so many people contacted us and say, bring Gary back. So here we are. And usually
that's
people feel
awesome.
when someone is on a mission for something.
No, I'm on a mission, and I'm going to take it beyond legal. I'm working on a number of things.
That would be my
But
next question because I was just wondering, okay, look, there is the legal industry, and I could think of a number of other industries who also have that challenge and who might be interested in probably getting your brain on that. Do you
yeah,
plan to go beyond legal? And in which
yeah,
industries do you plan to go?
absolutely. I mean, I look at it like this. Lawyers have really assisted me in cutting my teeth as a coach. They are the most critical, analytical, skeptical people on the planet. These are
Highly
not criti
skeptical.
These are not criticism, by the way. That's exactly why we hire them, and
Yeah.
what like for those skills. But if I can create even a measure of success over 20 years with working with that cohort, imagine what I could do with less skeptical people, people that have maybe even a little or slightly more entrepreneurial bent. So yes, I'm going to be hosting a master class for law firm owners and anyone else who wants to join. It'll be hosted live on LinkedIn, July 28th, 12 p.m. Eastern time, in over here in Canada, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to be going through the theories in the book and giving
Mm.
practical approaches. We're also working on uploading the companion workbooks to the website. So you read the book, it's informational. And I mean, everyone who's read the book from other businesses said, oh, well, this is transferable across all industries. Yes, it is. And I will be doing some follow-up books, podcasts, things like that. I will be expanding out because as an entrepreneur, I've gone through all these challenges, right? I made the mistake of controlling because I wanted to make, I'm a recovering perfectionist. So I get these guys. I understand lawyers. It's your name on the door, right? It's
Yeah.
it's a statement of
On the
who you
door,
are.
at the street, on the billboard, anywhere.
That's right.
Anywhere.
That's right.
Anything that might go wrong, you immediately connect. This is my name out there, and someone now thinks it's me who just probably didn't do it right.
That's right. And I understand that, but there's ways of getting around it. And the first step is getting great people. And I know there's great people out there. And specifically in the legal industry, again, this has been my sandbox for 20 years. So I speak within that. But there are a lot of unhappy, very talented professionals out there.
Mm,
So you notice in that formula that I said near the beginning, I did include culture. You build, and you can do this with intention as well. You build a culture of collaboration, innovation, partnership, and watch your people thrive. Don't micromanage. Take them off the leash. When you get the right people, you don't have to micromanage. You don't have to
mm,
babysit. They have the work ethic, they have the drive. You get them, you build in incentives so they have skin in the game. They're a part of building it. And you watch people soar. I mean, I do walk the walk. My EA said to me 2 months ago, I think 3 months ago, I share her with another professional services firm because
yeah.
I don't need full time. So Anna says to me on our weekly call one day, she goes, Gary, I really appreciate the way you work. You're not holding me back. You're not micromanaging me. My other client, it's like I'm like, no, Anna, I hired you because I want your input. I want your ideas. Again, Steve Jobs quote, I'm verbatim, but not quite verbatim. Um, we don't hire smart people so we tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they tell us what to do.
Yeah.
That's great leadership right there.
Yeah.
That is a component of
Absolutely.
great. You are building other leaders. You are delegating the power away from the one central position because you are the bottleneck.
Yeah.
90% of law firm owners, and I would guess entrepreneurs and small business owners, are the bottleneck. Everything has to pass through them. No wonder you don't sleep. No wonder you don't
Mm,
have time for yourself because you're doing it all. And I saw, the book launch was June 3rd in Toronto. And leading up to that, a former client who's done quite well, I have to say, okay? 2018 to 2020, I was working with him. He brought me in to create a path to partnership for his young millennial lawyers who wanted to see their
hmm.
future. It's very typical. And, he had 5 lawyers under him at that point, which was quite outstanding. I think he was 34 at the time. He's now got over 20. But
Wow.
every single email is passing through his inbox. How do I know this?
Mm,
Because he was copied on every detail of the book launch.
yeah.
That should not happen.
Yeah.
That was a big red flag for me because if he's looking at every email with something that doesn't even have to do with law or his firm, you bet he's seeing every other
Definitely.
email. And
Definitely.
he made a comment about the office manager, and I thought to myself, I really need to sit this guy down because he needs to take ownership for the culture he's created.
Mm,
His people are not going to feel comfortable trying to figure out or bring ideas to the table when they know that he is the final say. He has to give them permission. He has to create that atmosphere where people want to come to the table with ideas and be a part of the solution. So it's not just, oh, his office manager isn't proactive. He hasn't created the winning conditions for his team
mm.
to be proactive.
Yeah.
And you
Absolutely.
must do that as a leader. You
Yeah.
must do that.
Yeah, when now
Yeah.
people say, "Hey, I think this is a really good approach," and probably a couple of people are now listening and think, "Well, I just hear myself in there, so maybe I need some help here." Of course, the final question of the interview needs to be, how can people get in touch with you when they want to have you as their trainer, speaker, coach, speaker at the event, or anything else similar?
I'm on LinkedIn, Gary Mitchell, and the website is On Track Coach, no K, just double C, ontrackcoach.com. Shoot me an email or send me a message on LinkedIn. Again, this podcast, I believe, will be airing ahead of the masterclass. It's going to be 45 minutes of pure strategy, no fluff, and then a 15-minute Q&A. Even if you're not a lawyer, if you're a small business owner and you heard something that you can really relate to, jump on it. It's free.
Yep.
Um, and you get some more interesting strategies, and I'll go a little bit deeper than we have today,
Yep.
right? But
Brilliant. I think these are the perfect final words. So when you now say, "Hey, I'd like to grow my law firm or my business," you now heard who is the expert here. So at the end of this podcast and videocast, there's only one thing left for me to say, Gary, thank you very much for your time.
thank you, Niels.